It's been a couple centuries in cryosleep, drifting through space with only these 6 movies to keep us entertained. But we've finally reached the end of our space voyage.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Here's the first movie.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Peel that pig and slice him thick.
The body count is always bigger.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
The fucking trees walked in those movies.
Hi, doggy.
What a story, Mark.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled.
It's just like your opinion, man.
Life moves pretty fast.
If you want your sequel to become a franchise.
37 dicks.
In a row?
I'm your number 1 fan.
It's funny, Rhys. We were on a maiden voyage at sea, maybe like a month ago, maybe? And then we decided, hey, why not embark on a voyage beyond the stars?
That is a very, very good point. Nice contrast from the open ocean to openness of space.
Open reaches of space, exactly. And, it's been a very interesting time. And I say interesting not in like the interesting time. It's been a very consistently interesting time with this series. And it's sad to say, but it's time to finish up the Alien series. And what a series it has been, Rhys.
Completely. One of the most consistent ones that we've done so far.
Oh, yeah.
And this marathon has almost like awakened something in me to do with, like, I never really was a huge Alien fanboy, where now I am definitely an Alien fanboy.
Yeah, me neither. Like, I always appreciated the design of the Xenomorph. I was always like, oh, that's such a cool alien. But, like, yeah, never, like you said, never really appreciated the movies, never really, like, got into them, like, as a young lad when I first watched them. But this marathon really, I'm very grateful that we've done it, because it has given me an appreciation for this saga, and I love it. It's like honestly become one of my new favorite kind of movie franchises, honestly.
Me too.
Like,
me too, man.
That's so good, honestly.
It's going to be one of my favorite, like, horror sort of franchises as well.
Same. And horror, not just horror, but like for me, like sci-fi and all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. It transcends horror. Like, yeah. I would put it in the horror section to go with like the other like icons, but it seems to have grown even out of that, matured out of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is so exciting. How cool is that? And throughout the entire viewing experience, we spanned about at least over 200 years. We can even theorize like 300 years throughout the entire film. Sigourney Weaver had Ellen Ripley had a hell of a journey, a few couple of weeks in her experience.
Yeah, a bit rough, but she powered through it. And Ripley ate.
We went from distant future of Ellen Ripley fighting aliens in space, all the way back to the conception of mankind.
Insane. It's crazy. We've gone from just straight up horror to straight up action, then boring horror, then over the top sci-fi, and then answering the questions of what makes us human and where do we come from and why are we here? What is our purpose? To shit.
To shit?
Well, I just mean like...
What is our purpose? To shit.
Our purpose is to shit. That's one of our functions. One of our functions, maybe, but I don't know if that's our purpose.
Some could argue that is an interpretation of Prometheus, is that there is no real purpose of humanity because we are just a mistake.
Well...
And so our purpose is to shit.
Okay,
and nothing else.
Mr. Engineer, to each their own.
Yeah.
I think humans are great, and I think we're all lovely in our own special ways. No, I just mean like we've gone from questioning the complexities of humanity, and then to shit, aka shit being Alien Covenant.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Thank God for the clarification.
Yeah, mate, I ain't gonna do no potty humor on this show, mate. I take shit seriously.
And how much fun was this? It was
great
compared to the last franchise doing the Pirates of the Caribbean marathon.
Here we go.
Where my soul was out of it, my heart was out of it.
Yeah, as you love to mention every fucking episode.
And then I'm doing this, and I'm back. I'm back, baby.
The old Rhys is back and better than ever, boys.
It also is nice, too, because we've been recording this during my uni break, so there's no, like, during Pirates of the Caribbean, it was very rush time, because, it was all very, very rushed, because we were during my, like, uni semester back, the busiest time of my life when I'm doing an internship, and it was just so much going on.
Yeah.
And then when I was talking about movies that I didn't really even like, we're here, I have passionate opinions about all of them, and I'm there. I'm here, and I'm here to keep on going. It's made me more optimistic for the rest of the podcast as well.
Fuck yeah. No,
A century of marathon me being enlivened by the Alien franchise.
Thank you, Ridley Scott, James Cameron, and everyone else that has come together to craft this Alien saga, because it's rejuvenated Rhys after the horrible series that we did last time. Those awful movies that he had to suffer through. Oh no!
Can't believe you didn't thank David Fincher for Alien Cubed. But anyway,
I thanked him. I said James Cameron, Ridley Scott, and everyone else.
Oh, okay.
He's included in it. He's someone else.
He is someone else. Okay. Sure, you're very right.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that also made this so fun to marathon was because the franchise is so marathonable.
Yeah.
Each one distinct. Each one visually unique.
Yeah, they don't blend together. They're all their unique, fucking film, which is great.
Last thing you want is it to be blended.
Yeah.
So, yeah, which is so good, and also very rewatchable.
Yes.
It hasn't been that long since we've watched all of these movies, and I could rewatch pretty much all of them again.
Yeah, same, honestly. I cannot lie. I really have a craving to at least watch at least the first two. Maybe skip Alien 3, go to Resurrection, have a fun good old time, you know?
Oh man, I almost feel so nerdy about this that I want to go show other friends of mine that haven't seen these movies, watch it with them and look at their reactions.
Yeah, no, same. I actually would love to do that. I want to show my brother these movies and see his thoughts on them, because I want other people to experience what we experience with this franchise, man.
I am warning everyone that I will ever meet that's into movies that when getting to movie discussions of franchises, this will be a franchise that I will interrogate the hell out of you surrounding. So asking what did you think of this one? What did you think of that one? Oh my god.
And you have every right to read.
Yes. And man, they're going to cop it, but it's all right because I'm here for it.
Hell yeah. and then when someone says that they think the first Alien is mid, you'll know the pain I felt when you said...
Oh my god, yes.
That's the last time I'll be bitter about the Pirates thing. At least for this episode. But anyways,
I think that I mentioned on this podcast that an ex-girlfriend of mine, she hated my favorite movie and didn't just not like it. I showed her Little Shop of Horrors, the 1980s version, and she watched it and hated it. Said it was a terrible movie and she doesn't understand in any way how I could like it.
Her first time watching it was when I watched it with you guys, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because what a funny contrast, because that was the first time I saw your favorite movie as well. I had the reasonable reaction. I loved it. And then she just completely unreasonable. Unbelievable.
I think that this will be a similar movie that if I have a partner that say that they hated Alien and that it is not a good movie, I don't think I will be able to forgive them.
Yeah, honestly, that's not a bad kind of test movie to use on a potential partner.
Yes, great idea.
I don't even know if I have test movies. I think for me it'd be test
movies.
If I
that's a great concept.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like test movies, submarines, Trainspotting, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
I
would fail the test.
Yeah, exactly. But because we've been through so much together, I'll let it slide.
Thank you.
You've got 2 more strikes, Rhys.
Well, actually, I'm going to say I'll give you this now. Actually, I have a little present for you, Kane.
Oh, you do?
Yes, that I got you as a sorry for shitting on a franchise that means a lot to you. So just keep the viewers entertained, the listeners entertained as I get something from underneath my bed.
Okay. Wait. Wow. You actually got something. What? Okay. That's interesting. I actually was not expecting this, guys.
Oh my god! I can't believe this is happening.
Oh my god, guys! Oh my god! I'm literally gonna cry. He's hiding in his jacket. I feel like he's got a gun right now. He's gonna blow my fucking brains out because he's sick of me bitching.
And Kane, you were right. It is a gun for liking those fucking movies. No, instead, here is the present that I'm giving you.
Okay, all right.
So the first Marathon Me live present giving. It is.
Whoa.
I found this in an op shop,
baby!
And it's yours, man.
Oh my god.
And it's from the best one as well.
Dude, okay, so I've got a copy of the soundtrack of Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. Oh my god, this dude.
On fresh CD.
This is also because I think I mentioned this in the episode or the ranking that this is my favorite soundtrack from the Pirates movies. Dead Man's Chest has my favorite soundtrack.
Well, here it is, and now you own it.
Holy fucking shit. Okay, this is... Alright, dude, I reckon I might play this in the car when you drive me home, not gonna lie.
Yes.
Give it a little test run.
Amazing, and I will drive you to the open seas.
Oh, yes. Oh, what the hell? That sounds like a threat.
It'll be the last thing you ever hear.
Well, you know what? I could live with that. There's got some bangers on there. It's not too bad.
Amazing. Well,
Can't complain.
Well, what a present to
you,
give. That's okay, man. Love you, and I hope that you will appreciate it.
Oh, I will.
Well, so to get back to Alien.
Yeah. Anyways, talk about Alien.
Okay, one big thing that Alien has done for me is that this marathon has clarified to me that this is a franchise of maternal anxiety.
Yeah.
I've been sort of talking a little bit about this throughout the other podcasts.
Yeah.
But what makes me really appreciate this is that I think every horror franchise will usually appeal to a niche aspect of fear that we experience in everyday life. And that's where humans connect to it, correct?
Yeah.
So with Nightmare on Elm Street, it's the appeal to the fear of sleep, when you're most vulnerable, when you are incapable of defending yourself in your sleep. Friday the 13th is sexual guilt. Like there's this theme of you die because of this sexual repression or being like ignoring the important things in life because you're clouded by sex and drugs and alcohol.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and Saw, it's all body dysmorphia and the lack of control, all very human anxieties. The consistent theme of this franchise is this maternal anxiety, this almost like, as beautiful as reproduction is and childbirth is, it's also quite a terrifying concept.
Yeah, no, it is.
So Alien attaches to this maternal fear as it's almost the extreme fear of pregnancy and having something other to oneself inside your body.
It's a freaky concept, honestly. Like, obviously, I'll never be able to relate to the fear that a woman will have, like, with a child inside of her. But, like, just in general, it's a freaky concept. And,
the fear of having something alien inside of you.
Ooh, very nice. Very nicely put.
And I'm quite passionate about this consistent theme that is throughout the entire franchise, excluding Covenant.
Yes.
Which it is another source for hatred towards it.
Yeah.
Is that it's not explicit. It's below the surface, but it gives thematic threading to the entire thing, gives everything purpose. During the Scream Marathon, a huge thing that we're talking about is that every film has purpose in its franchise. Where this, I think, for the most part, does as well.
Yeah, no, it does.
And like, I'm not here talking as an expert of maternal fears because obviously I have not experienced it, but that there is this terrifying concept of having something inside of you feeding off of you, and it's beautiful in a way, but this is being put to the uttermost extreme.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, that is what I have been able to uncover through this. Something that I did not know about Alien, that is built into the essence of Alien, that I did not know about and had no idea about.
It's very refreshing going into these movies that, like, you know, initially before going into the first Alien movie, just like seeing them as just like, oh, the iconic space horror movies and all that, and getting this deeper appreciation for these movies, not just as horror sci-fi fare, but also as like movies with like deep meanings behind them, behind like their creature anatomy and like the way they reproduce. It's something to really behold on. It's something to behold in the best way possible.
We're always talking about the phallic and the vaginal imagery through the entire thing, and it's all just this reproductive imagery. That's what it is. And it's all in very disgusting, unappealing ways that this reproduction is seen, and also like the way that these xenomorphs reproduce is off of killing other creatures and sucking all of their life force from them to reproduce. And that is what I love so much about this, and I'm taking on board with me because it also is an exploration of something, as I said, that I do not know of and cannot ever know.
It's an alien concept to you.
Yes.
It's a very alien concept.
Love it. And that's the exciting thing about cinema, right? It exploring these different anxieties and fears and emotions that you can, like, that I feel like I will not experience in a literal sense, but can, in an informal sense, sort of explore the construct of that.
It's great.
Another interesting thing about this franchise is that depending on your own life experience, like the female perspective will be so different to what we are actually being able to put our own lens on this, because there's going to be a different sort of identifying with the themes explored. And that makes me so excited to have conversations with other people about this.
I feel like definitely when watching this movie, I feel like you're definitely not going to have the same interpretation as another person watching this movie, I reckon. Like, I feel like these kind of movies, they are definitely open to kind of different forms of interpretation, whether it be towards like a lot of the story beat or like the purpose of the alien and its reproductive cycle, or just even like certain character motifs or whatever, or character traits. I feel like everyone that watches these movies gets something a little bit different out of them, you know?
Completely, man.
And that's something very, like you said, something very exciting to, will get us very excited to show other people these movies, just to see what they get out of it, you know?
The potential of cinema.
Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. I didn't understand what the fuck you were going for a second. I was thinking, like, is he having a stroke? What's going on?
Yeah. I collapsed because of my excitement.
Well, that's one way to collapse. Yep.
Speaking of excitement, let's get into the ranking, because this is the ranking of the franchise.
Fucking go, boys.
Okay, I will hit it off, and I'll try and blast through it. So, number 6, no surprise, is Alien Covenant.
Oh, wow.
Condescending, boring, and the only one that I don't think that I wish to rewatch, in maybe ever. Because it's not even fun to poke fun at.
No.
The last podcast, I feel, maybe wouldn't even be that entertaining, because it's both of us just going, what, why, how, and the missed opportunity. That's what kills, man.
Yeah.
Right? Do you agree?
No, that is the worst part about this movie. It's the missed opportunity and the fact that the way it blatantly disrespects what came before it, pretty much.
God,
is what I think. And also the fact that it basically butchers bringing in the iconic staple character, the xenomorph, into this movie. It butchers it with giving it little to no fanfare, and more so feeling like bring it in was just an afterthought, just to please the fans.
I honestly feel like that this film should and could be retconned. Just totally retconned.
I just feel like I can just maybe pretend that this film doesn't exist, because like you said, there's nothing really that brings us to come back to this movie. It's not fun to poke fun at. It's not fun to watch, and you don't really get anything out of it after watching Prometheus. Like, you're just you're gonna watch like 5 consistent movies, and then end it with a film that just leaves you frustrated and mad.
A hole was left at the end of Prometheus for further expansion in a satisfying way, just allowing there to be expansion. And then it was just that hole was used as a latrine. It's a latrine, right?
Yeah, latrine works.
A latrine, and it was shat in, and then the hole was filled with dirt for the rest of it.
Great stuff.
Yeah. So my second one has to go, well, second least favorite, which I actually quite like, is Alien Cubed.
Okay, all right.
Which, the more I think about this, the more I enjoyed it.
Fair enough.
Newt may have been slaughtered, but it was a fun time. And it was a bit...
The autopsy scene was a real riot. Yep.
Yeah, and there were so many different places that the franchise could have gone at this point to try something different. And it did at least do that. I think it was quite exciting. I like that also. Something that I keep on forgetting as well is that, again, it was only one xenomorph. It went back to that thing where it was just one xenomorph that had, I think, weight. There's some fantastic moments in that. Like, you get the most gore so far in the franchise. Like, you get a nice like freaking
head shatter.
Yeah, head shatter.
You get the iconic shot of the alien facing Ripley.
Yes, exactly.
Which is like one of the most iconic shots in the Alien series.
And also the first seed planted of Ellen Ripley being pregnant with an alien queen. And it's all cool concepts that are explored here. But too many concepts are explored here. And too many movies are being balanced in one film.
Yeah, and also too many concepts that I think should have been explored, that could have been explored more. I feel like a lot of those concepts were not explored far enough, at least to me. Like, I'll explain it when I do my ranking, but I'm sure you'll understand.
I completely agree.
You'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay, this one here, this is my number 4 spot out of 6, is Alien Resurrection, which, honestly, loved the weirdness of this one. Like, already here at the number 4 out of 6 spot, I already can say I loved this movie to a weird extent. Wacky characters and wacky scenarios, where you get freaking underwater Xenos for the first time. You get very over the top Brad Dourif and good old freaking Ron Perlman. Like really just weird caricatures in this that it all feels intentional. The campiness of it. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite campiness in the franchise. Where the seriousness works in other places. Like I like the campiness here more than in Aliens, to be honest. And Aliens, I think, is very campy in certain places. And this was my sort of like take when in retrospect of this film. I think it's the most colorful Aliens film. Like that, and that is like in its own right is like so deserving of a medal sort of thing.
Good on you, Alien Resurrection.
Good on you, Alien Resurrection. Also very impressive, like the sort of technical aspects of it in the way of like I have a soft spot for this hybrid xenomorph.
You love that hybrid.
I think it was just the seeing it as an animatronic and hearing about the weird mixed genitalia just made me fall in love with this weird, perverse creature.
And like, as I think we discussed in the Alien Resurrection episode, I've somewhat come around to it. I still don't love it, but I can appreciate it. He's alright in my book.
They?
Oh,
no,
sorry.
He, no,
sorry,
she, mixed genitals.
They are alright in my
Yes.
book. Oh god, I'm gonna get cancelled, aren't I? Fuck. Guys, it's gonna be my last episode of Marathon Me. Twitter is going to be writing me off as a bad man.
I also love that it's introduced in the final act as this like weird like fierce force that kills an alien queen immediately. And then also is sort of balancing with Ellen Ripley is balancing like, it is my baby, but also it needs to be destroyed. And is destroyed.
I need to decide: do I listen to my maternal instincts, or do I listen
survival
to
instincts?
Survival instincts, or like do I
humanitarian instincts?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Do I do my duty, or do I do what I want?
Yes. Love or life?
Oh, that's
love,
good.
live, laugh.
Oh god. Oh yes.
The Xenomorph motto.
Yes, I love that.
Okay, my number 3 spot goes to Aliens. So I don't have too many notes here down for it, and so this is a weird one where I probably like Resurrection more in a way. But Aliens is definitely more polished. It's very, very succinct, and the pacing's very good.
You say Aliens is the better movie, but Resurrection is the more enjoyable movie.
I think Resurrection, maybe it's just because it's more, like Resurrection I've only seen once, Aliens I've probably seen 3 times now or something. So maybe Resurrection just more exciting in my brain, but Aliens is definitely the better movie and more and constructed.
I agree.
Constructed better. It's the better action movie without a doubt, like out of all of them, basically. And probably my highlight has to be like the crew, like the freaking militia in this. I think are great.
The side characters are a lot of fucking fun.
They're a lot of fun, and also Bishop is probably my favorite synth in the entire thing.
I feel like he's the most approachable of all the synths and all that. Like Winona Ryder's synth seems very timid, very like, you know, like she doesn't trust you, I don't trust her, and then obviously we've got Ash, who's just a fucking creep, and also Michael Fassbender, who's a creep that will probably genocide you and everyone you love.
Winona Ryder's a robot, I forget, is most forgettable.
That's a good point, actually. If it wasn't Winona Ryder, probably I'd forget about her as well.
And like the biggest debate between like the Alien franchise, right, is if like Alien or Aliens is better, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Aliens very firmly for me is in 3rd position. Because my 2nd position has to go to Prometheus, which is thought-provoking, clever, and so original. And just I cannot stop thinking about it. I think it feels so mature. It's a very mature Alien film that feels like that it wasn't made to appeal to anyone, was just made to express ideas that the creators had in mind, and that's very enticing to me, I think. It's very endearing and feels also very authentic.
Yeah.
I think it's a very authentic film, which is very upsetting that people will hang so much shit on it and like give it so much hate, because it's like, this is someone giving you authentic an authentic creative piece, and you're like, no, I want to have the aliens there.
Yeah, it just sucks when like films like of that ilk come out, and like where they express neat ideas and like different concepts, and like kind of switch up from the formula that came before it, like with this movie being the Alien series, with the Alien series, how it kind of switched up things, didn't show the Xeno, took its time, talked about grandiose ideas. It's kind of like it's similar to, like, say, Ridley Scott's movie Blade Runner. Blade Runner came out, it didn't do well with audiences. People didn't like the slow pace. It being a sci-fi advertised as a sci-fi blockbuster with Harrison Ford fighting androids. Audiences didn't take kindly to it, and it would have been lost to time if that dedicated fan base didn't grow. And I know that there is a fan base for Prometheus, but I really hope that it, in time grows more, because this film needs to be appreciated more than it already is,
That is an excellent comparison, man.
Yeah.
Is that I think this is a great comparison to Blade Runner. Yeah, it's like it's a slow burn that I think builds the world very well and feels very mature. It's like it's got your action pieces and it's got like your violence and things, but then that's not what it's really about. And you really get paid off for exploring that in it, like the substance that lies below it.
Yeah, it's a very rich movie in terms of substance.
Yes, 100%. But it does not beat my final pick for the best Alien film, which is Alien. It is so damn polished, expertly done, and insanely high quality for something of its time.
Oh yeah,
it is. I cannot... So when trying to consider if any of these I enjoyed or resonated more with me than Alien, all I have to do is think of the first 5 minutes of this film. There's almost no dialogue in the first 5 minutes. It's a very sort of slow open of showing you the title credits and just establishing the emptiness of space. And it encapsulates this fear of space like no other as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. You feel the most. I feel like that because the tagline of this movie, "In space, no one can hear you scream." I feel like that tagline has never felt more true than with the tagline that it was attached to. Because like in this, it is just space feels like the most just empty, hollow, nothingness. Compared to like the other films, like than any sci-fi film I've ever seen, really. Like it's amazing.
This movie nails loneliness.
Yes.
Like even though that Ellen Ripley has crew members with her for a lot of the film, but it's quite a small team, and it's such like an open, like it feels so open, the corridors, and feels so raw, the corridors that they're in, that even just like someone going around the corner, and if someone's alone for 5 seconds, you really feel this loneliness. And none of the other films were able to get that.
No.
And yet, in these first 5 minutes of like the title slowly appearing one slash at a time to reveal Alien.
It's beautiful.
Oh my god, the scale and the gravity of the alien in this film. It's still this inviting, just intense monster that you do not understand yet.
No.
And also the openness too of the planet that they're exploring, and with like the context of that established more in Prometheus, which was like 35 years afterwards, is that for 35 years you still had no explanation for what is going on there.
It's insane.
Which is what these people that were finding this place for the first time, the actual crew inside the film,
they'd be asking the same questions.
Asking the same questions in complete fear, and they were alone in another sense, in like the loneliness of not having anyone to give them answers.
Yeah.
Oh my god. 5 out of 5 film. cannot fault it in in pretty much any way.
Amazing.
And it is going to stay with me as probably one of my favorite films, probably in my top 10 now.
Ooh,
Probably
let's
my top
go.
10.
Fuck yes. Oh man, that's so good to hear, honestly. God bless.
Thank you. I'm very, very happy about this whole thing. And I am super keen to hear your ranking now, man.
Alrighty. Alright, well, let's just not dilly-dally. Let's get to Watch Mojo's top 6 Alien movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so, number 1, Alien 1979. As number 1 being my worst. The worst movie is the first Alien. Okay, don't soy face me, Rhys. You know I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I was curious because you did say that you had a controversial list.
Yeah. Did you? Do you remember the episode that we did of the first Alien, bro?
I know. And then I thought Covenant, and I'm like, oh no.
Damn, no, it is Alien Covenant.
Okay, yeah, no doubt about it.
I said it in the episode that I don't like when a film feels like it's too smart for its own good, where it feels like it's just being smart just to appear deep and try to stick with the audience in a very what's it called, pretentious kind of way, where it's I will present all these large ideas and have these very long, drawn out philosophical conversations and unbroken shots of two of the same men playing a flute. But it's deep, I swear. Oh my god, it's I don't know. This film, it had everything going for it. It had the perfect jumping off point. Prometheus's ending gave it the perfect jumping off point. Why the fuck is my phone still got? I thought I turned the volume off. I'm sorry. But anyways, it had the perfect jumping off point from Prometheus's ending. So it had so much potential. You had some pretty cool actors in it. And it squandered it, honestly. The worst part about this movie for me is the fact that it shat on what came before it, as I mentioned earlier, and the fact that it's just a pretentious drag. It's boring. I don't mind slow-paced movies, but it needs to have purpose, or at least needs to have themes that I can latch onto, that I care about, and that I can discover for myself without feeling like I'm an idiot for not initially catching onto it. And this film does not provide me with that feeling. I get what it's trying to say, but it's not. I don't appreciate it. I don't enjoy it, and I don't feel enlightened after having thought about it and analyzed this film, honestly. Yeah. And I can go without ever seeing it again, honestly.
Yeah, probably. I could probably die a happy man without having seen this.
Exactly. And yep, Ridley Scott, what were you thinking, bro? And also, I just want to say that the fact that this was the film that was advertised as the return of the Xenomorph, and yet it had such little fanfare, the actual introduction of the Xenomorph, little fanfare, and just feeling like an afterthought. The Xeno felt like an afterthought. Your own iconography felt like an afterthought. What the fuck? Anyways, that's it.
Okay.
We're done with this movie.
No more Covenant.
Number 5, Alien 3. Now, I think I was a bit too harsh. I feel like I'm a bit too harsh on Alien 3. It is not a great movie. I don't even think it's that good of a movie. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a solid 5 out of 10 for me. There's a lot of good in it. It has a very brave opening by killing off 2 of the protagonists from the previous movie. And it has a very dark, somber, almost very dreary tone. Probably the darkest tone that we've had in these Alien movies, honestly.
Oh, okay.
At least to me, well, especially with the opening and all, and Ripley going through all this grief and basically wishing for death for most of the movie because of the alien queen side of it.
That is a fair thing that you do raise. There's nothing more there's nothing that breaks you down more as a viewer watching your protagonist wish death upon themselves for a lot of the movie.
And I really like the bleak, somber tone of this. And I do really appreciate that this film tried to raise ideas about religion and about death. And I wish that it was just that these ideas were either maybe one of them was explored more than the other, or they were just explored in a better. Both these themes were explored in a better movie, because this film just feels like two scripts that were just mixed together, and I mean, that's literally what this film is. It was two scripts mixed together and made in a very fucky production, and it's not perfect. And a lot of the film is kind of boring to look at, and a lot of the side characters suck, and some of the kills are not that great. However, there are some, like you said, very iconic shots, very great moments, some neat acting from, Sigourney Weaver and Charles Dance, and it was a quite nice ending for the original Ripley as well, I say. And yeah,
I tried to find. So one thing that you mentioned in the Alien Cubed podcast was that there was apparently like the original ending scene of Ripley diving into the engine of the ship.
Yeah.
Is that she the alien queen bursts out of her and then she grabs it and then pulls it back with her into the engine.
Yeah.
I could not find this online anywhere.
I swear to God, I've seen this. Really?
I could not. I looked at the ending scene and I thought, and it said original ending scene. I did try and look for a whole 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But YouTube said original ending of Alien 3, and it just showed the normal one.
Really?
No chest bursting queen.
I hope this is not a Mandela effect thing, because this feels so clear as day to me.
I believe you, but I do wish to see this.
I'll try to find it. Maybe after we finish recording, or when I get home, I will find it, and one day I will show you.
Perfect. Okay.
5 years from now, I will show you.
Okay.
But anyways, just to wrap up, Alien Cubed, it's not perfect. It's incredibly flawed, but it's not bad. It's fine. It's better than Covenant, at least, so it's got that going for it. Anyways, number 4. This is going to be controversial. Aliens.
Okay.
I understand there's a very passionate fan base for this movie. I know it's one of the greatest sequels in film history. I understand that, and I know it's a very good movie, and I really enjoy it. But I don't entirely love it, though, and it's nothing to do with the quality of the film at all. I think it's just for me that I am not the biggest action film fan, and a lot of the times I just cannot really get sucked into just full-blooded action movies, because I don't know, it's never been my thing. However, I think that what elevates this film for me is maybe not the action so much, but the glimpses of horror that we do get, the fact that it's a great successor to the original Alien, the fact that we get to see our heroine from the previous movie just really ramp up and become an ultimate badass that she was always destined to be. The cast that cast of characters, like you said, are a lot of fun to watch. I feel like, honestly, if the side characters were shit in this movie, would have tanked this sequel, honestly.
I feel like that pop culture and discussion, discourse surrounding the Alien franchise, almost ignores some of the outrightly stupid things about this film, one of which being the first, maybe just the director's cut, but also it seems quite a lot of people claim the director's cut is the cut to watch. But anyway, the first 15 minutes of this movie has so much talking, and it's almost disorientating, and they have a chest burster scene that's a dream sequence, which is a big cop out, and there's the Mr. Business in this, which is just Mr. Business is just so freaking it's just very, very corny. And I don't really understand this debate, I don't think, between which one is better. It may just be whichever genre you prioritize.
I think that is basically what it is. I feel like it's just whichever genre you prefer, and I feel like also it just comes down to a lot of nostalgia as well. It's which one do you remember fondly more? The horror, the haunted house in space, or the epic let's kill all the aliens mission?
I think that a lot of people get confused between something being the best or something having the most amount of iconic blank. So this one has a lot of iconic lines, very, very iconic. Heaps of one-liners, heaps of set pieces that are very, very good. But then as of its film as a whole, I just don't think is the best or near the best Alien film.
I think also just narratively, I think it's not the strongest narrative of all the Alien films, in my opinion. It's just let's go kill all the aliens, and that's really it.
It's one of the most simple.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with a simple narrative. It's just for me personally. I'm not in love with this film the way other people are. However, I still really enjoy it.
Interesting.
It's a solid 7 out of 10 for me, honestly.
Number 4 pick, Aliens.
Yep. Number 3, Prometheus.
Ooh.
Now, number 2 and number 3 were very hard for me, but I'll explain when I get to number 2.
Awesome.
So basically, Prometheus. Prometheus is everything that I thought it. Prometheus is everything that.
Prometheus is everything.
Prometheus is everything to me. No, Alien Covenant. So Alien Covenant was everything I was worried Prometheus was going to be. Overblown, pretentious, boring, and yet. Prometheus, nothing like that. Sure, it has the high grandiose ideas. Sure, it has none of the Xeno iconography that made the franchise known and as famous as it is today. But it didn't need it, honestly. And honestly, I love Ridley Scott for not taking the easy route and just filling this full of just all alien references, and like, yes, he does have alien references obviously, but nothing like super strictly towards the original movie or the franchise. Hell, the movie doesn't even the movie could have taken place on LV-426, and it, like, the fact that he chose to not have it take place on the original planet from the first Alien movie is, I think, one of the first bits of the first idea that it gave me the idea of like, hey, this movie is a lot better than like a lot of people have been giving it credit for, and it honestly is upsetting to me that this film still does not get the love that it deserves, and the love that it should have been given back in 2012.
I just realized. I think I realized the best way to sort of like word how this references the first movie is that I think narratively it's like parallel with the first film.
Yeah.
In the way that the story beats go.
Yeah.
And but then other than that, it does feel unique.
It does its own thing, and it doesn't apologize for it. Sure, some Aliens diehards may feel alienated by this movie, but honestly, I prefer that rather than just a simple cop-out, hey, here's a very generic story about how the Xenomorphs were created and their origin. And good on you, Ridley Scott, for not adhering to the common denominator. You know what I mean?
Felt like he did not cave.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Alien Covenant came out, and he caved.
He fucked up that goodwill. But you know, we'll always have Prometheus. We'll always have Prometheus, man. Don't worry.
So what was your number 2?
Number 2 is Alien Resurrection.
Ooh.
Now, I feel like a lot of like diehard Alien fans may be like questioning, be like, what the fuck? Because this film is very much maligned in the Alien series. Yes, it is ridiculous. Yes, the whole Ripley being like they get Ripley as a clone. Yes, it's stupid. This movie is stupid, but I think I just love stupid movies that can also stupid movies that feel like they're having fun. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I feel like so I had a hard time trying to decide which one I would rank as number 2, whether it be Prometheus or Alien Resurrection. And I think for me, I really love Prometheus. I think it's like such a great movie. However, I think for me, I just had a lot more fun with Alien Resurrection, and whenever I think back on Alien Resurrection, I just have a smile on my face throughout, because like, I feel like with Prometheus, if I ever want to rewatch it, I want to just sit down and take it in, you know what I mean? I want to focus. I really want to take it in, take it seriously. Meanwhile with this, it's a film that like, yeah, I can like, you know, take seriously and, you know, like enjoy some of the loose ideas that it provides, but I can just sit down and just have a grand old time with it. And it feels like just a grand old space adventure that like I can just sit down, turn my brain off, and just have a great time with it, and have a good laugh with my mates while watching it. You got fun over the top side characters and performances. You've got a balls to the wall fucking narrative with Ellen Ripley being cloned and having enhanced senses, or whatever the fuck we kept saying.
Guardians of the Galaxy got nothing on this bandit crew.
Exactly. You got you got alien human hybrids in this movie. You've got even though it is a detriment, I still think it's very funny. You got a 90s era Joss Whedon writing, which yes is cringe, but you know what? I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with it, and I have a lot of fun with this film. I don't care. Look, fuck the haters. Alien Resurrection, it deserves a second chance. It deserves a second life, okay? We gotta stop lying to ourselves, everybody. Alien Resurrection is a good movie. It's not just a unintentionally hilarious movie, but it is just a fun popcorn movie. And sometimes you just need that in life. You just need a fun popcorn movie in your serious sci-fi horror franchise, you know what I mean? And also, I just think, because Aliens, you could kind of count as a popcorn film as well, because it's an action movie, but I think, I don't know, I don't know what it is. I literally have no explanation, really, apart from what I've just said, that I just prefer Alien Resurrection, honestly, and I will die on that hill.
I believe you, man. You've convinced me.
Yeah, I'm gonna die on that hill, honestly. And number one, it's the one that started it all, everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, I fucking hate that line. But
we need to intentionally choose a franchise where the first one is not good.
Friday the 13th, easy.
Oh, that is great though. I think it is.
I
good.
don't like the first Friday the 13th, honestly. But great, it's been years, so maybe my mind will change. I do appreciate it, but I don't really like it that much. But anyways,
I get you.
Anyways, yeah. Number one is the original Alien. Like, the first 5 minutes, like, Rhys, you put it perfectly, mate. The first 5 minutes is, like, what sucked me in and made me fall in love with this film immediately and made me excited to watch the other entries in this franchise, because I got all I needed out of the first 5 minutes to make me fall in love with this movie. The establishment of the ship, the establishment of the location, this empty vacuum of space that we're in, the loneliness that the audience feels and the characters feel. Like, the first 5 minutes, that is one of the most perfect openings to a film that I think I have ever seen or will ever see. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. I totally get you.
And, like, I just think that this film, like, a lot of people would write this, you know, some people maybe would write this film off as just like, oh, it's just a simple sci-fi horror, alien, like, oh, haunted house in space. Oh, this alien is killing off the crew. You know, a lot of people would see it as just like a simple sci-fi horror movie. Yeah, sure. But, like, the fact that, like, this film, which seems simple on the outside, yet has a, when you delve into it, you can really, it's a film that, like, you can pick apart, honestly. Like how we were talking about a lot of, like, the capitalist critiques in that movie, and a lot of the some of the feminist ideas that this movie portrayed, and a lot of the just, you know, a lot of these character dynamics that we discuss about how, like, these characters, yes, they care for each other as a one human would care about the life of another, but not as, like, friends, more so as just, like, co-workers, or just, like, what's it called, like, fuck, what's the word that I'm thinking of? Colleagues.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Like, it's a film that's, you can watch and appreciate as just, like, a simple horror movie, but, like, you can also really just delve deep with this movie. You could talk, like, I could talk about this film for hours. I could listen to people talk about this movie for hours. This film, honestly, like, is going to stay with me for a long time, and honestly, it's
welcome to stay.
It's a film that even inspires me in a way. Like, I want to make films like this. I want to make films that, like, have this kind of staying power in terms of like, characterization, even, like, characters that seem simple, but, like, you can really pick them apart. A location that seems so simple, but you can pick it apart. That's just a way, I think that's the way I can really describe this film. It's simple in premise, but it is one rich with layers and themes that you can just pick apart for hours. And it's just a fucking great time. Also, there's a character named Kane in it, played by John Hurt. So, you know, that's why it was number one. Like,
enough said, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You can leave it at that.
Yeah, that's what I intend to. Oh,
So,
Fuck,
what
fuck.
happened? What did he do?
My leg's cramping. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Just keep talking. I'm gonna stand up for a second.
Okay, so,
Sorry, chest burst is coming out.
oh my god, no! You're talking shit about Kane, and now this Kane is gonna explode!
Oh my god, fuck. Okay, sorry,
Oh
guys.
no.
Anyways.
Oh shit. Okay, it's called the Xeno baby is out of his chest.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's
Oh,
alright. I just sewed myself up. I'm all
Okay.
good.
So I did a little bit of looking around the internet to see what other people's rankings are to compare it to
Ooh,
ours.
yes, I'd be very interested to hear.
And the common consensus is that Alien is the best, Aliens
Yeah.
is the second best, with an odd exception here and there that Aliens is better than Alien. And so I'll read here like the Rotten Tomatoes ranking of all of them because Alien got 98%, Aliens got 97%.
Wow.
So very close.
Very
And then
nice.
next is Prometheus with 73.
73?
Very big downgrade.
Yeah.
And then
come on.
next is Alien Covenant with 65.
Oh, fuck off. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
See, this is why I don't take Rotten Tomatoes seriously, man. Like,
yeah,
come
there's
on.
no way to take. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think this is serious.
Yeah.
And then Alien Resurrection 54.
Wow, I honestly thought it was lower. Like, not gonna lie.
And then Alien 3 46.
Uh-huh.
And then Alien vs Predators, which are like around 20, and then around 10. Like it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Those ones are bad.
But then going through a lot of like personal lists on blogs,
Yeah, the
a
ones that
lot
we
of
wanna
people,
hear, yeah.
a lot of people not fans of Resurrection.
Yeah, I figured that'd be the case. Really?
Yep, with the Collider ranking puts it below, like as their lowest, not
Wow.
including AVP.
Wow.
One of them that I was looking through, I think that it was maybe this one here. Yes. The one on movieweb.com puts it below Alien vs Predator Resurrection.
Wait, you mean Requiem?
It puts Alien Resurrection below Alien vs Predator, the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming like the second one is below Resurrection.
Yeah. Requiem is
Thank
pretty
fuck,
consistently
because
at the
the
bottom.
second AVP movie looks atrocious, and I'm very excited to watch it.
I cannot wait, man. That's going to be a great special.
Dude, that's actually really sad, man. Like,
They don't see what we see.
Exactly. That's why, like, I was so happy when, like, I could see, like, you were having a great time with Resurrection, because, like, I think it's seriously an underrated gem, honestly, for me.
I've got to agree, man. I think it's a lot better than people make it out to be.
I will quickly say that I know shout out to the Nostalgia Critic. Fuck you for calling Alien Resurrection a bad movie. That's all I wanted to say. We'll just talk about how people were shitting on Alien Resurrection. I just wanted to shout out one of my favorite YouTube content creators. My favorite YouTube movie reviewers.
So now extending out to, because we've got to make this quick because we were very, very long with our rankings.
Oh wow.
So a whole myriad of Alien video games exist.
Oh yes,
of course.
To varying degrees of quality.
Yes, and it's because I think that there's a lot of potential for it,
Yeah,
right?
honestly, I don't know why we don't get any more Alien games anymore.
And our personal favorite has to be Alien Isolation, correct?
Oh,
2014.
Yes.
So you sold this game to me.
I did.
And I adored it. I platinumed it. I did everything that I possibly could in this game, and I think it is like the perfect Alien game. It adapts the original Alien film so well.
Oh my god, it just feels straight out. It feels straight out of the The way the game looks, it just feels ripped straight out of the movie. It feels like I'm right there, honestly.
Oh, completely.
Also, like, do you notice in the game, like, there's like a lot of that film grain? It's like a very grainy looking thing, like almost like it's from the 1970s. Amazing, I love it. I just say that because I'm replaying it. I just started last night.
Nice.
And
It inspired you.
I fucking love it. I will say though, I fucking hate the androids in this game though.
Oh, really?
Oh, just because they're fucking annoying, bro. There's so many of them. And also, I don't like how they just slowly walk up to me. Like, I had a couple jump scare moments during the game. I had a couple PewDiePie moments where I was like, ah, like loud screaming and all that. But yeah, it's a great time. I fucking love the game. Although I will say the cutscenes run like shit on my PS4.
Oh, okay.
They're very laggy.
Oh, no.
And some of the character models are a bit wonky, but it's 2014, so whatever. It's whatever.
I've just got also such an admiration for horror games that manage to be scary and solid games.
Yes.
Because sometimes they'll just choose one or the other. Like it'll either be a well-made game with no scares, or a lot of scares, but then there's nothing of like it's just jump scares and there's no substance to the gameplay.
Do you have an example, real quick?
an example of one that is just good with scares but not good with actual gameplay. Yes, I would argue one that just comes to mind is literally a game that I got on PS4 for $2 called Horror Adventure. And it is like a Unity-made game, and it's terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I would also say there would be games like a lot of the sort of like later Resident Evil games, like Resident Evil 5 is not very enjoyable to sort of play, I don't think, but then is like has a lot of sort of like jump scares and is scary.
I heard the opposite. I heard that like it was like horror wise it's kind of shit, but like gameplay wise it was kind of fun. But maybe we're just hearing differing opinions and all that. I don't know.
Well, I played it, and I don't think it's very fun to play. I think it's very like
See, I haven't played it, so I can't say.
It's
much.
very clunky. Yeah, it's a very, very clunky game.
Oh hell yeah, love that.
Yeah, which I don't like.
Fair enough, mate.
And so then, what the fuck was I saying? Anyway, so there's a lot of Alien games out there, and a lot of Alien vs Predator games as well, and they get a lot of like they're quite heavily sort of looked up to. I'm looking here at the I'm looking at a Game Rant ranking of all the Alien related games ranked with their Metacritic scores.
And Aliens Colonial Marines is number 1. Yes,
of course,
the one that everyone looks back on fondly. That's funny because I actually really wanted to play that game when it came out.
It was. So the real reason, the story behind the video game Aliens Colonial Marines.
Yes, I know this.
Came out in 2013. Is that the actual trailers, gameplay trailers that were released and everything, made it look very, very exciting. Made it look very dynamic. The gameplay of the of this, and then the game released, and it was only like a maybe 3 to 4 hour campaign or something like that, and also did not have sections in the game that were advertised. So it was falsely advertised, and also just a broken mess.
The AI was complete garbage.
AI was terrible, so all the xenomorphs just looked freaking dumb. So there was no immersion in this. So the exact opposite of what you would want from an Alien game.
Yeah, legit.
So that's literally down the bottom as like the 11 out of 11 with 48 on Metacritic.
No.
You wouldn't believe it, but Alien Isolation is not the top one.
Really?
Number 1 is Alien vs Predator 2 from the year 2000.
Oh, wow.
So PC game, apparently quite good. And number 2 highest Metacritic score for an Alien game is Zen Pinball, Aliens vs Pinball.
Oh, dude, I love that movie. Oh, dude, when's that movie coming out?
So that is a higher Metacritic score than Alien Isolation.
I mean, come on, man, it's pinball. You can't go wrong with pinball, mate.
What? There's a new Alien game that just came out recently called Aliens Fireteam Elite. And it's sort of like it's a lot more action based. Looks a little bit like Alien Colonial Marines, but then apparently is a lot more technically sound.
Okay,
and
that's good.
And it's quite short as well, but apparently has like enough dynamic gameplay to keep it going through.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And recently as well, I accidentally bought the Aliens vs Predator video game from 2010 on PS3 from Cash Converters.
Oh, really?
Because it was sold to me as a Blu-ray.
Wow.
It was in a steelbook, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." It's like $6 for the steelbook. It said on it was the Blu-ray. Got home, opened it up. No, it was the game.
They fucked you,
It
man.
was a special
they
edition
gypped
of the
you.
game.
Wait, do you actually? Question: do you actually have the Alien vs Predator movies?
I do.
Okay, you do, because I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I have them on DVD as well.
I will tell the story of this when we get into the Alien vs Predator thing, because it's a very nice story about them.
I look forward to hearing it.
So there's a lot of video game action out there, as well as there's an appearance of the Xenomorph in Mortal Kombat 10.
There is, yes.
Because it seems like that the Alien IP is owned by Warner now, which is lovely. And then there as well, you can play as Predator in Mortal Kombat X, so you can find out who would win between Alien versus Predator. Finally. Definitively.
Now we control the action.
Exactly, we do. We 100% do.
Whoever wins, we lose.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah. And then also, obviously there's the AVP spin-off movies that will come soon, us talking in depth about them in a special.
Very excited to be talking about those. Oh man, it's gonna be fun.
and there's quite a lot of comics as well that exist for the Alien IP, which just exist as expansions of the universe.
Comics and novelizations, which we are not versed in at all.
Hey, don't reveal, though. We don't know what we're talking about.
What? I love the comics. I love them.
And in early 2021, Marvel Comics acquired the Alien rights to make a Marvel Alien comic book.
Yeah, very
which,
nice.
Does this mean that Phase 4? What are we in?
We're in Phase
Marvel?
4 of the MCU.
Phase 5. There could be Xenomorphs.
Dude, that's gonna be
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, dude,
With Xenos.
the Xenomorphs are going to be the new big bad of Fate. You know how like Thanos was the big bad for the Infinity Saga? Well, whenever they finish off with their new big bad, I don't even fucking know who it is. Bloody Kang the Conqueror, Loki. I don't know. I don't watch MCU shit anymore.
Yeah.
But like, get the Xenomorphs in as the big bad, and then Kane and Rhys will come back and
then we'll be
the MCU.
in. Yeah, we'll watch every MCU movie as an update to this ranking
and TV show, Rhys.
Oh
and
my
TV
god!
Show, yeah.
See, that's what makes it just so crazy, and why I think we'll never do a dedicated MCU thing.
It's going to be impossible. Also, because like it's just constantly updating as well. Like, there's so much content, including long form content like TV shows, and then the fact that it's just like they pump out like 6 fucking shit every year. You know?
Oh my god, it's too much.
Yeah,
it is too much.
It's fucked.
That's why this franchise, the Alien franchise, spanned over 40 years, only 6 films in the standalone Alien franchise, and it has been wonderful. It
has honestly been, I think, my favorite series that we've covered so far in our tenure.
Me too, man. I think so as well. I've had the best time, and come back to join us next week for us starting our Predator marathon. So then there's only 4 films in that one. I've only seen the first one. And then we'll do a subsequent ranking to that, and then our AVP special.
It's going to be an exciting couple of weeks, boys and girls. Better strap in, get ready.
It will be, everyone. It'll be, we'll make a huge backlog, so we won't be stressed to do this, and you'll have plenty of content to come.
Enjoy, have a lovely night, and remember, make sure to wear your acid-proof clothing if you're going to tangle with Xenomorphs. Alright? Be careful, have a lovely night, everybody. Peace.
And don't forget to check out our Facebook page at MarathonMeOfficial, all one word, and our Instagram, MarathonMe_official, to keep up to date on the podcast. And hey, if you want to get into contact with us, email us at marathonmepodc, yes, the letter C, @gmail.com. Like podcast without the ask.